Hey everybody, welcome to another Fletch Venture. Today we're talking about our one day in Disney's The Animal Kingdom. Now, we got in line for the buses about 1 hour before park opened because we needed to hurry over to the park. We wanted to get there for rope drop so we can get in line for Avatar's The Flight of Passage. Now, that's located in Pandora, which is to the left upon entering the park, and even getting there 15 minutes after rope drop, we were still at about 75-minute wait, which wrapped all the way to the Kilimanjaro Safari entrance. So Pandora queues were insanely long, and we actually saw a couple people who had Ubered from our hotel instead of waiting for the bus, and they were directly behind us, and they ended up getting there only a little bit before, so they weren't too far ahead in line, so I wouldn't waste your money. The line at Pandora's Flight of Passage was absolutely gorgeous. The scale, the detail, all the water features. It was breathtaking, and the time just flew by. Inside, upon entering the attraction completely, you're in a cave, and there's like handprints of Na'vi and human handprints, and then you go from a little night forest, all feeling and sounding and looking like Pandora. Then you're in a lab with these stunning and yet simple animatronics. It was really, really amazing. My wife and I both loved it. She loved it more than I did, and I was just obsessed with the little fluffy things. Must ride. This ride is a must do, but please pay attention to the medical warnings, because if you have a loved one go on the ride, if you're not sure if you're medically capable of going on this ride, because it can be intense. Now, next thing we tried was the Santula Canteen and the Pongo Pongo right at the exit of the ride. We just got a simple biscuit breakfast sandwich, some grog ale, and a pineapple lumpia. Now, the lumpia was super sweet, grog ale was really fruity, but that breakfast sandwich was just what we needed to keep us going. Shortly after that, we ended up freaking out over the cheeseburger bao bun and spicy slaw. Holy cow, that stuff is good. We got to go on Expedition Everest and the Kali River Rapids, which were both awesome. I loved the roller coaster, but we did expect to get more wet on the river ride, which we would have welcomed because it was very hot. But the food we were most excited about later, around 1 or 2 o'clock, was the Yak and Yeti. We kept hearing about them, and so we were anxious to try. The restaurant wasn't open, but their quick service window was, so we got to try the orange chicken, their fried rice, and the veggie egg rolls, which were to die for. Now, this food I could probably eat all day. I'm a rice monster, so highly, highly recommended. Next, we went to the Kilimanjaro Safari, which by the afternoon had a pretty short line. We do hear if you're going to ride it, go in the morning. The animals are more active, but I've also heard they're asleep, so we just kind of rolled the dice, did the huge line rides in the morning, hit Kilimanjaro, and it was still an incredible experience. Now, we ended up going twice because after our first tour, we noticed there was a baby rhino towards the end, and we wanted to get a better look at him, and he was pretty elusive, but going twice, depending on the docent you have, it's a completely different experience. Both rides were getting a little thwarted though, because we definitely ran into a tribe of gangster ostriches, which, these trucks are moving trucks, are not on a track, so if there's an animal in the path, it's an open safari and they can block you, which everyone knows. That's when the attack comes from the side, and you would never know the other two were even there. But going twice was worth it because we got to see the baby freaking rhino, and oh my god, he was just an adorable little tyke. But I will say I'm pretty sure that the great Tim Curry's Hexus from Ferngully is trapped somewhere in Disney's Animal Kingdom, so watch out for that. But it was a really hot day, so we jumped in a short queue for the Na'vi River journey. I will say Homegirl singing at the end was absolutely hypnotizing, but it was pretty, but we couldn't help but notice the how on many of the features on the ride. But the ride that we had to go for round 2 was Flight of Passage. I really leaned into it this time. Flying has always been a dream of mine, so. Now, I was sad to say we didn't get the virtual waitlist for Nomad Lounge, which was our number 1 to try, but all in all, we left the park around 5 p.m. and we still rode all the main attractions, the main rides. We did get to see one show, the Tough to Be a Bug, which was the only show running at the time, which if you want a close-up of the Tree of Life, this ride is a must-do. We can't wait to go back to the Animal Kingdom at night. I was sad that the park hours were still short and we didn't get to see what that looks like. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know any questions you have in the comments of any of the videos from this trip. We have one more video coming up of our anniversary, which was our last day in Florida. Until next time, let's go do stuff.